welcome back to the last edition of Chatting with Chip with Barton College football head coach Chip Hester. I am Wilson Times sports editor Paul Durham, and we've had a great time this year, Coach, every Tuesday morning talking. And wow, what a way to end the season. A big 36-24 win at the University of Virginia at Wise, and you guys, it's sort of, like I told you, it was sort of microcosm of y'all's season. You had a little bit of adversity. You got off to a great start with them fumbling the ball. Had a little bit of adversity along the way, but the guys who shine throughout the season shine really brightly on Saturday, and it was just sort of like a nice summation, and really what a great way to end the season. Just want to get your thoughts on that performance, especially by Jordan Terrell and the offense.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You know, our guys that made plays for us all season stepped up in a big way. It starts with Jordan Terrell. You know, having almost 300 yards of rushing is really unbelievable. And anytime you mention Jordan Terrell, you've got to mention the offensive line. Those guys, I thought, dominated the line of scrimmage, and that is huge for us in our success. And then on the defensive side, you got Kendarius Jenkins flying around and making play after play and being in the right spot. And I think, again, something that you and I have talked about, again, when you mention one guy's name, there's a reason, and part of it's that guy's making plays, and then the front is putting pressure on that quarterback.
That's right.
And so those things go together, and I think that's what we're trying to establish here is playing good team football. And I thought we pulled that off as well as at any time during the season. I thought against a tough opponent. They were tough. And I thought our guys came together. You know, they played well offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And if you do that and get some balls to bounce your way, you have a chance to win in this league.
Yeah, no doubt. It was like everything was coming up Bulldog. But at the same time, you know, you guys did struggle at times in the red zone. It was like you said, they were a tough team. I'm sure they were a tough team to defend. But the defense, I think it's you stressed over and over about stacking winning plays. It all comes down to that old Belichick thing that we've all heard: do your job. Everybody does their job, then, you know, things sort of fall into place. And I thought it was a storybook end to maybe not a storybook season, but certainly Saturday had just a lot of things going right.
Absolutely.
But Coach, here we are at the end of the season, first season, looking back, time to reflect, and just want to get your thoughts on what you guys were able to accomplish. I know you state the need. Obviously, a 6-5 team has plenty of room to improve.
Oh, sure.
And where you need to go, and then what's next for you guys as we look forward to the calendar and the big kickoff next September.
Right. I do. I told our guys in our kind of final meeting on Monday how proud I was of them. It's a huge accomplishment to win more than you lose in your first full season. So, you know, I've told those guys when they come back 20 years from now or 30 or 40 or whenever it is, that'll be something that they'll look back on and be extremely proud of. But I think the thing that I'm most grateful for with our team is the type of young men that they are. And they stuck together and they fought hard together, and I think the relationships that they've built with one another are going to be the things that are the most meaningful for them. So as they look back, I think 6-5 is going to be something they're proud of, but I think a lot of our guys have made lifelong friends and brothers, and so that's what it's all about. And I think we've gotten better, and you mentioned it. We've got a ways to go. We're not a finished product, and I think our guys understand that. But I love their mentality. I love how hard they play, and they want to get better, and so those are good combinations. And we've got to look at everything now. At the end of the season, what do? You go back and you look at each component, each person, and then you look in the mirror. I've got to get better as a coach, and I've told them that's something that I want to do. I've got to continue to try to get myself better as a head football coach, and so we all got to do that. And then very quickly it changes to recruiting, and it already has. We're already talking about it. We've talked through the season, but recruiting is a big push right now. We'll go out and try to catch some playoff games, and we'll then try to catch some all-star games, and then we'll bring guys in on visits, and so and then shortly after that, spring football starts up. So end of February, we'll be back in spring football, and so we've got to prepare for that in order to prepare for the next season. So it never ends, but it changes, and so we're excited about where we are. We know we've got a ways to go, but I'm pretty fired up about where we are as a football program right this second.
Yes, sir. 6-5 is really good for your first year. But as you say, you want to keep stacking those wins, don't we?
No doubt.
Well, Coach, what can we expect from recruiting? You've kind of got a full house. You're not losing many kids. You can't go out with the vigor you did 3 years ago, obviously. But what are you hoping to accomplish with this recruiting cycle?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. We don't have a ton of slots, but it's important to continue to recruit, and you know, because you don't want 3 years from now you graduate everyone, and so we've got to continue to try to you know, get guys that are good fits. And I was talking to a high school coach last night, and he was asking, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Best available player." You know, that's what we're looking for, and so we're always looking for size, speed, but the most important thing is we want good fits. So we want the right kind of guys, the guys that are going to be successful academically and off the field wise. And so we're in a good position. It's good to be able to recruit to just the best players possible, instead of having to replace a bunch of guys at a particular position. But you know, we've all the time you want to get depth and size and things like that. So we're excited about the prospects that have already been on campus, and I think we've created some buzz. Our players, by the way they've played, have created some buzz, and so that'll help us in recruiting as we go forward.
Yeah, and when is the spring game?
So don't know exactly, but probably it'll be sometime late March, early April, and we've got to finalize that. And we want to see, you know, what the other spring sports, what their schedules are, so we don't want to take away from any of that, and then to see when the lacrosse teams are playing. But it'll be sometime either very early April or late March.
Well, hopefully we can do a chatting with Chip around time of the spring game. I think hopefully you'll have a big crowd. Well, Coach, I think the big thing obviously is, you know, you guys have had success on the field, but in talking to these guys on your team this year, it's one thing is abundantly clear: they are close with each other.
No doubt.
And to have built that in a matter of 2-3 years, you got something special going on here. As they say in the NFL, you got a nice window the next couple of years. So I look forward to doing that next year and being back here with you with Chatting with Chip. So thanks for joining us, and please check back in the spring. We will do a spring football game, Chatting with Chip. Until then, take care.